Right now at noon, Wisconsin's football game in Nebraska has been canceled as COVID cases increase on the team. And how and where the presidential candidates are campaigning with 6 days to go, plus why national security officials say now is the time to watch out for election interference.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in today. The Wisconsin Badgers have canceled their game against Nebraska on Saturday due to an increase in COVID-19 positive tests on the team. Officials say 12 members of the team, 6 players and 6 coaches, including head coach Paul Chryst, have tested positive for the virus. The Badgers will have to pause team activities for at least 7 days. Big Ten protocol says that the game will officially be a no contest instead of a forfeit. Quarterbacks Graham Mertz and Chase Wolf tested positive earlier this week. And according to Big Ten rules, both will be ineligible for at least 21 days. Yesterday, Wisconsin hit 2 grim milestones when it comes to COVID-19. Over 60 deaths were reported, along with over 5,000 positive cases. Right now, there are over 207,000 lifelong positive cases in the state, including 1,871 deaths. Health officials say another 220 more people were hospitalized yesterday as well. UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff says the hospitalizations in Wisconsin is really surging.
Seeing tremendous growth of COVID-19 in the state. It is frightening how effective this virus is disseminated amongst our communities. Hospital capacity is very high, and even more worrisome, about 30% of those people who require hospitalization are requiring ICU level care. It's just a really bad situation in Wisconsin right now.
Across the Midwest, 7 states are reporting a record number of coronavirus hospitalizations. The U.S. just recorded its worst week for new cases since the pandemic began. More than 500,000 new infections, and COVID infections numbers are rising in 43 states. Roughly 1/3 of all new cases are coming from the Midwest. Illinois is now averaging more new cases per day than at any other point in the pandemic. Well, a sunny and slightly warmer start to your Wednesday. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first WARN forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Mark. The sunshine is absolutely incredible out there this afternoon. Temperatures, they will be a little bit warmer for us as well. Here's that blue sky. This is our station tower camera looking towards the west. You see a couple of clouds out in the distance, but in terms of what's actually on top of us, things are all clear. Now, you do see some light snow and a mix as you work your way up towards the Northwoods into northern Wisconsin. A lot of that moved through overnight. Now we're seeing that next little wintry mix move in for them. But even still, we're warm enough that some rain begins to move into the picture. But for us, this is how things are going to be as we go through the rest of the afternoon. Clouds begin to stream in later on tonight. 43 our temperature right now. Winds are out of the south and southwest at 7. That's going to help things warm up. Janesville is at 46, Kenosha at 48, 45 for our friends in Mineral Point as well. Here's the expectation. By 2 o'clock, we're in the upper 40s, 50 by 4. Then we'll start to see those skies clear as temperatures begin to drop as well. Mark, I'm looking at the Halloween forecast because I know that's important for any communities that may still allow trick-or-treating, but also I'm looking beyond, and I think folks are going to like the little treat that I have.
Oh, good. Good news. Yeah. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Chris. We are just 6 days away from the election now, and absentee voting is still happening around the state. In Madison, over 117,000 absentee ballots have been issued, and over 102,000 of those have been returned. The Madison City Clerk also says that over 15,000 people have already voted in person. And if you have an absentee ballot, you're asked to return it to your clerk as soon as possible so it will be counted. With the general election just 6 days away now, is a crucial time to encourage everyone to vote no matter their race or political status. Amplifying BIPOC Voices in Madison is focusing on encouraging minorities in our area to vote. Tonight at 7 p.m. via Zoom, a discussion brought together by the University of Wisconsin Madison Office of Sustainability will discuss the importance of voting. The panel will discuss topics like social, economic, and environmental issues.
They talk about the issues that are really important to them, and also just try to bring in students who come from different backgrounds to share a little bit about how those issues can affect communities of color especially, but also just why we should all be invested in this movement towards climate action.
Maya believes tonight's event will discuss why sustainability is important when deciding who to vote for. For those interested in joining the event tonight, you can find a link to the Zoom event on our website, channel3000.com. President Trump and his Democratic challenger Joe Biden are making their final pitches as we enter the last 6 days of the 2020 presidential race. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Joe Biden is focused on the coronavirus pandemic during the final stretch of the election. The Democratic presidential nominee received a COVID briefing from health experts in his hometown of Wilmington, Delaware.
There is no doubt we are in the midst of the third wave.
The former vice president does not have any rallies scheduled for today, something President Trump pointed out during a campaign stop in Nebraska last night.
Joe Biden doesn't even respect you enough to campaign. He never came here, right? Did he come here? Oh.
The president will travel to 10 states this week, including Arizona. Today, he'll start in Bullhead City, just across the border from Nevada, a state limiting the size of public gatherings because of COVID.
You notice the fake news now, right? All they talk about is COVID, COVID, COVID. COVID, COVID, and we've made such progress. It's incredible.
With 6 days to go until Election Day, national security officials expect election interference efforts to increase. They're warning voters to be cautious about what they read online.
This is the prime opportunity for any adversary, whether it's Russia, whether it's Iran, or it's a cyber actor.
Last night, hackers temporarily seized President Trump's campaign website and briefly showed a message falsely claiming he was responsible for the coronavirus. Government security officials called it noise, meant to undermine confidence in the voting process. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And a Trump campaign official said no data has been stolen from its website. Also, President Trump will be visiting the Badger State for the third time this week. He'll be in Green Bay on Friday. Joe Biden will also be campaigning in Wisconsin on Friday. His location has not yet been announced. The CEOs for tech giants are testifying in front of the Senate Commerce Committee today. With just 6 days to go until the election day, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg told the committee that his platform has helped to register more than 4.4 million voters. Zuckerberg also said he's calling on reforms on Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. Section 230 regulates that online platforms are not held liable for information that users post on them, with some exceptions. Zuckerberg says Congress should update Section 230 by making content moderation systems more transparent.
Candidates on both sides continue to use our platforms to reach voters. And people are rightly focused on the role that technology companies play in our elections. I'm proud of the work that we've done to support our democracy. This is a difficult period, but I believe that America will emerge stronger than ever, and we're focused on doing our part to help.
The Los Angeles Dodgers captured their first World Series championship last night in 32 years, but the championship came with controversy. Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner was pulled in the middle of the game due to a positive COVID-19 test. But when the team won the game, he rushed out on the field to join the celebration and was even seen kissing his wife. It isn't clear how Turner contracted the virus with the MLB's precautions in place. Andrew Friedman, the Dodgers president of baseball operations, says it's not yet certain if the team will be able to fly home or have to remain in quarantine because of Turner's positive test. And the Houston Texans say that one of their players tested positive for COVID-19 Tuesday night. This comes 2 days after the Green Bay Packers played them in Houston. The Texans say that player is isolating and they closed down team facilities today. Reports say that the positive test has not affected the Packers and practice is still on for Green Bay today. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You don't have to be Greek to whip up the dish we're making today. I'll show you.
The Social Security Administration just released a report saying that if a plan like the one Trump is proposing goes into effect, the Social Security Trust Fund would be, and I quote, permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. Put it plainly, Trump's plan would wipe out Social Security. If I'm your president, we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You have my word. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
At GHC, we want you to be safer at home. We have more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
Time is running out to participate in our home evaluation program. You may remember we started out looking for 50 homes. Thank you for your response. Then 30, now down to 20. Don't you miss out on these special savings on Eco Sky windows from Mad City Windows. Beautiful windows that will give your home an energy upgrade this winter. Whatever size you need. Bay, bow, double hung, slider, and wood grains on the inside. We've been in the #1 spot as the top-rated remodeler in Wisconsin for the last 8 years. And now you can be one of 20 homeowners to save a lot of money here at Mad City Windows. 75% off labor on new windows. 60 months, 0 interest, and we're going to compensate you for your time. $100 Walmart gift card with purchase, $50 Amazon gift card with your estimate. Be sure to ask about virtual estimates from Mad City Windows. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. MadCityWindows.com.
Election season is here. Remember, who you vote for is secret, but whether you vote is public information. Your friends, family, and neighbors can look up your voting record. This year, whether by mail, early, or on November 3rd, be sure to make a plan to vote. And after the election, your voting record will be updated based on your participation on November 3rd. So vote on or by November 3rd.
Things can change in a heartbeat. I know. My wife and 3 children were Christmas shopping. Tractor trailer killed my wife and killed my daughter. I was probably the only senator ever sworn in a hospital because I didn't want to leave my sons.
For Joe Biden, health care access is personal. And in coronavirus's wake, we need Joe's plan. Double the number of testing sites, free vaccines, save and extend Obamacare. A real plan and the resilience to lead the way. FF PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
When it comes to side dishes, we often find ourselves in a rut. We end up making the same few dishes over and over. Well, to help you add some excitement to your table, we came up with an easy potato casserole that starts with a few market shortcuts and ends up with everyone asking for more. We start by adding a bit of basil, oregano, garlic powder, and salt to some olive oil. Now we add a package of refrigerated sliced potatoes and give that a good mix until the potatoes are coated. We spoon it into a baking dish and into the oven it goes for 30 minutes or so until it's heated through and the edges get nice and crispy. The nice thing about starting with refrigerated potatoes is they're super quick since they come pre-cooked. And when this comes out of the oven, finish it off with some crumbled feta and a bit of lemon juice, and we have a hot and hearty Greek-inspired side dish that is anything but boring. As a matter of fact, if you'd like the recipe, just type in Greek potatoes on MrFood.com, and you'll be armed with a new side dish that'll have your gang asking for seconds time and time again. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a Mediterranean way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Thank you, Howard. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a slight warm-up to your Wednesday across southern Wisconsin. Meteorologist Chris Reese has more on what we can expect for the rest of the week ahead in your First Warn forecast.
And how you can protest. Let's turn off the noise and look at the facts about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's government-run health care plan. Their plan could lead to hospitals being closed, put Medicare coverage at risk, and give benefits to illegal immigrants. Their plan is just too dangerous for seniors like us. No amount of noise will change that. Learn more at seniorsbeware.com.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Take a look at the Eco Sky window from Mad City Windows. It has a 0.17 U factor, the lowest in the industry. We're going to keep the cold out this winter. We're going to save you energy dollars. In fact, we have thousands of satisfied customers here at Mad City Windows. Let's listen to a few right now.
The quality of the window and the product is amazing.
You know, who can complain when you get what you pay for?
Call in now to be one of 20 homeowners to get these special savings. 75% off labor. Zip code and location are important. We'll put a good neighbor sign in the yard. You get 60 months zero interest financing. You're going to be compensated for your time. A $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Be sure to ask about virtual online estimates, and you get a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate from Mad City Windows. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. MadCityWindows.com.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
What does that mean for you? Household incomes down $6,500 a year. Higher gas prices at the pump and utility bills at home.
And here's how it works. I'm going to raise taxes.
Small businesses pay more. 5 million jobs lost.
You're going to get a tax raise.
An economy in ruins. That's what Joe Biden's tax increase means for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Is it real or is it misinformation?
People have a hard time telling the difference.
An expert tracks one false election post that spread like wildfire. How did a Wisconsin voter feel about being tricked? News 3 Now investigates tonight at 10.
Hey everybody, Thursday is the deadline to request an absentee ballot before the election.
But if you're planning on voting in person at the polls, there are some things elections officials want you to keep in mind to help keep everyone safe and healthy. We'll tell you what they are tomorrow.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blain's Farm and Fleet.
Investor anxiety takes over on Wall Street, and if you can't fully get away, work from a hotel for a day. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Stocks slumped again this Wednesday as investors fretted over rising coronavirus cases. Wall Street's so-called fear gauge, the VIX, spiked to its highest level in about 2 months. The chief concern, the prospect of new global lockdowns. Investors were also worried about a contentious election. The heads of Facebook, Google, and Twitter are facing off with lawmakers today. The Senate has expressed concern about how the sites moderate user activity. At the heart of the hearing is a Communications Act that shields big tech from liability for user content. Procter & Gamble gets a nod of approval from the Environmental Protection Agency for its COVID fighting spray. P&G first released its new Microban 24-hour sanitizing spray back in February, before the outbreak was deemed a pandemic. Before a product to officially claim it can kill a specific virus, the EPA must test and approve it. P&G said third-party testing shows it kills the virus in 60 seconds. And Marriott is offering a day pass for workers looking for a new office view in certain cities. The passes include a hotel room from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It comes with Wi-Fi, a desk and chair, and access to on-site business amenities. Some locations also offer a play pass, which includes supervised kids activities and family experiences. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to CBSMoneyWatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yaki on this sunny Wednesday. Sun feels nice.
Thank goodness for that. Yeah, we'll take as much of that as we can handle, because I'm afraid that today the markets are anything but sunny, Mark. We are seeing a big sell-off as well as our corn, soybeans, and our wheat. It's also carried over to livestock as well as dairy. I just got an email from one of my commodity brokers. I said, what in the heck is going on? I don't see any news to really be driving all this down. He said, basically, it is a technical influence. We're at the end of some of our November contracts as far as options. Traders are trying to mitigate their risk. They don't want to have to take delivery on corn and soybeans, so they have to find a position in the marketplace. The equity markets are the ones that are really dragging all commodities down. So, like I said, to a large extent, it's technically motivated. He did advise me that if farmers really want to get a true sense on how bad this is going to ding your price, check in with your local country elevators, the folks that you're actually selling grain to. If that market can hold firm through all of this equity sell-off business, then that is is a true sign of the real demand that we've got out there as far as corn, soybeans, and wheat. So like I said, if you're still on the bubble trying to figure out what you're going to do, the best thing to do, have a conversation with your local country elevator and see if their basis is holding firm in light of all this craziness with the equity markets. And listen, we may not be done with this ride. The other point that my commodity brokers are making is that commodities are going to fall prey to the same uncertainty about the election results as all the other financial markets are. So we may not be done with this roller coaster situation as of yet. As far as dairy is concerned, like I said, it's going the same trend as the rest of the markets. Our product prices are still trying to buck the trend and go in a better direction. Barrel cheese is up a penny and 3/4 today at $2.47. 40-pound block cheese unchanged at $2.77 1/4. Double A butter, that's down 2.5 cents today at $1.38 1/4. But again, I remind everybody, USDA's final purchases in that Farmers to Families food box program are going to conclude at the end of this week, and that could make things real interesting by the time we get to either Friday or Monday of next week.
Interesting times we're in, that's for sure.
Yes.
All right, Pam, thank you. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Some more settling news from Chris Reese.
Yeah. How many times have we talked about tropics when it comes to the state of Louisiana? Mark, that's another thing that I am watching at the moment. This is Hurricane Zeta, likely to make landfall in the state of Louisiana at some point today. Already we're seeing a lot of the rain that's associated with that start to work its way into the Mississippi Delta. Hurricane warnings for New Orleans all the way into parts of Mississippi, then tropical storm warnings as you work your way into the Florida Panhandle and parts of Alabama. Now that's sending some moisture up towards the center part of the country. Meanwhile, we're staying dry here throughout south central Wisconsin. The reason for that, high pressure is in control. I always say when you see the blue H, think blue skies. That is exactly what's going on right now. But there is a weak front just towards the north. That's going to push towards the south throughout the day, bringing with it likely more in the way of some cloud cover. Here's high resolution Doppler right now. There's a little bit of a mix associated with that front. That's mainly throughout the Northwoods and into the Arrowhead of Minnesota. But down here in south central Wisconsin, the radar is clear. This is what the skies look like. It is incredibly beautiful out there. 43 our temperature right now. Out ahead of that weak front, winds are actually out of the south and southwest at 7. This means temperatures will continue to warm up. 46 in Janesville right now. Monroe at 44. Our friends in Platteville, your temperature is at 45 at least right now. But here's how things play out for us as we go through the rest of the week. We are controlled by some cooler weather right now. Cooler air out of Canada, that's settling in again with that secondary push as we go into your Thursday. By Friday, changes begin to arrive, and we're going to see this warmer air arriving from the west. That settles in for the weekend. Then we get another shot of some of that cooler air headed into your Sunday. This does not last long. It's on the move. Warmer air begins to build in towards the west into next week, folks. We're talking temperatures going above average and then staying that way for perhaps at least the next 10 days, if not beyond. This is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Above normal temperatures are expected really throughout the lower 48. We have a greater probability of above normal temperatures throughout southwestern Wisconsin. The best part in the country for above normal temperatures, that's going to be out in the west. But during the same time frame, we're also likely to be drier than normal. So ultimately, we go through the first 10 days of November. We're talking warm temperatures and very little in the way of those rain chances. Our average high right now, 51. Here's where we're going to start to see those temperatures below normal into the early part of that forecast. The extended forecast, and I'll tell you, a lot of the model data is trending even warmer, but we're talking temperatures going all the way up into the upper 50s, maybe even some low 60s by the time we get you towards the middle part of next week. So that's certainly going to be welcome. We're going to watch that closely, but then here's the other news. That is all sunshine. There's not a single rain chance in that 10-day forecast. I know I missed the snow on Sunday while I was out of town, so a little sad about that. But I am not sad to present you this incredible forecast. Halloween looks fantastic. That's one of the warmer forecast days. Don't forget to fall back on Sunday. You get an extra hour of sleep. That's an extra hour to snuggle up in those blankets because Sunday is going to be a little bit cooler. But overall, it's a great forecast.
Yeah, Election Day looks great, too. 54 degrees.
It's going to be a great time of the year.
All right, get the car washed.
I'm doing it today.
Ahead on News 3 Now at noon, students in Texas are helping give back to veterans. We'll tell you how ahead at noon.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Donald Trump is lying again. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will close tax loopholes for big corporations. Trump's tax cut giveaway exploded our debt, so he's threatening Social Security and Medicare. Biden will make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share, so we can protect Social Security and Medicare and invest in schools and health care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Thank you for calling Mad City Windows. We started out looking for 50 homes. Thank you for responding. Then 30, now down to 20. Participate now in our home evaluation program, and you're going to save a lot of money. We want to take those old windows out and install the new Eco Sky windows to give your home an energy upgrade. We're talking about a 0.17 U factor, one of the lowest in the industry, if not the lowest. Beautiful windows that keep the cold out in the wintertime. Last chance to call in during this program to be one of 20 homeowners to get 75% off labor on new windows from Mad City Windows. 60 months, zero interest. We're going to compensate you for your time. Zip code and location are important. $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Ask about virtual online estimates, and you get a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate from Mad City Windows. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. MadCityWindows.com.
My name is Jill Biden, and I want to tell you about my husband, Joe. I first met Joe 2 years after a car accident injured his sons and killed his wife and his baby daughter. His life had been shattered, but as one of Joe's favorite quotes reminds us, faith sees best in the dark. Joe's faith helped him channel his grief into purpose. It gave him the strength to fight hard for other people's families in the Senate, and then take a 2-hour train ride home every day to be there for his own. Right now, a lot of families are hurting, and I know in my heart that if we entrust this nation to Joe, he will do for these families what he did for ours. Bring us together. Help us find light in the darkness. Keep hope for the future alive in all of us.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
A group of high school students in Texas has a project that teaches home design and construction, but the young builders are also learning valuable life lessons. Nancy Chen has the story.
It's not the biggest house in the world, but for the homeless veteran who receives it, the home could be a lifesaver.
Being able to pick a veteran off the street and be able to give him a home and somewhere to live and grow is just amazing to me.
Architecture and engineering students at Kingwood Park High School in Houston built the 209-square-foot homes. They come with all the essentials: a bed, dining table, cabinets, and chairs. Former U.S. Marine Eduardo Rodriguez received the group's first home last year after he suffered a stroke.
And that totally upended my life. I lost my job, my home, and just found myself in need. You know, I'd always been, independent, Marine, the hero, do everything on my own. And then I found myself humbled, so to speak.
It usually takes about 6 months to build these homes, but this one was 2 years in the making because of the pandemic. The students were determined to get it done.
At the end of the day, we are just kids trying to do something with our hands to give back.
The group hopes to make homes for years to come. Nancy Chen, CBS News.
Good for them. All right, here's Chris. One final check of the forecast.
Sunshine, that's generally the name of the forecast. That's not just today, but most of that extended forecast as well. Now, there may be a little bit more cloud cover tomorrow as cold front comes through. We will be cooler with highs in the low 40s, but the sun is back for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and beyond.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4.